it's really close. I mean, some of the stuff, with New York and the involvements and everything, but the everyday life that they portray on the show is very good. Actually, one of my childhood friends, David, I don't want to say his last name. He might not want me to. Still, one of my closest friends. His brother-in-law was actually the writer on the show.
Right.
One of the main writers on the show.
Okay. Yeah.
And his brother, and he's got a lot of Boston influences in that show.
Mm.
Actually, one of the characters, Gigi, that was played by John Fiore.
Yeah, Gigi. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a guy that we were actually in law with up there. So he kept intermingling New York and Boston together. I think it was very realistic what was going on, the everyday life of the family, the bada bing, the whole thing, the card games, the gambling, the extortion. That's probably the closest thing you're gonna get.
Sure.
In the old time neighborhood, the closest thing you're gonna get is the Bronx Tale with Sonny.
Right.
If you can understand them, that's
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. If Joey Merlino was in a war with Tony Soprano, who would win?
Joey Merlino.
Why?
Why? That's a bad crew down there. Okay. And listen, these guys down in Philly with Joey's crew, I know their capability.
Sure.
So if there was a problem with the Jersey family, and I'm going to say the Cavalcanti,
yeah,
I think Joey would have squashed that right away.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No one has it together like Joey does.
Right.
When it comes to that, they have no fear, and these guys will do what they got to do.
Sure.
So if I was going to put them on a wall level, even with Tony Soprano's crew with Paulie Walnuts.
Sure. Yeah.
I know Tony personally.
I mean, you got to remember that Paulie Walnuts has been in a couple of wars himself, so.
Paulie's a street guy. I mean, he was a street guy. It was great. I did a show with Paulie. With Tony.
Tony Sirico, yeah. Tony Sirico. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Tony Sirico was a street guy, right? He was a
street guy. Yeah. Oh yeah, forgot about it. Yeah.
So he's playing himself.
Yeah, that's just what he's doing. Yeah. That's just what he was doing. That's why he was so good at it. Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, Bobby, there's been a lot of famous people hailing from Philadelphia. In terms of boxing, Rocky Balboa was one of them. I mean, there's rumors that Rocky Balboa was controlled by Angelo Bruno. How much truth is there to that?
That I don't know. That I don't know. You're talking about when they were making the movie?
I'm talking about the real Rocky Balboa.
Who was the real Rocky Balboa?
I don't know. I thought you could shed some light on that.
No, I can't.
No.
But let me tell you, if there was a boxer out of Philly, Angelo was involved in it.
Oh, really?
That I can tell you. Yeah.
Okay. Because we know for sure that Old Man Bacala was one of Rocky's cornermen. So that's the reason that I'm going down that route.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Who did they make the movie after? I'm not sure about that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So going back to Sopranos, Tony Soprano, obviously, he was seeing a therapist. In your life, in the mob, in the real world, how would that go down if you actually told your crew you're seeing a therapist? I'm thinking that's a big no-no, right? Is that correct?
Any sign of weakness is a big no-no. But, I was diagnosed with certain things. I should have been on pills myself. I have my own problems. I didn't find it a weakness. If someone in my crew had a problem and had to do that, I didn't find that. There's a lot of people today that have problems, and I'd rather them turn to a doctor than try to help themselves and self-medicate on the street. And that's what I was seeing a lot out there. realizing that they had other underlying issues that they needed help for. But for a mob boss to be going and talking with a psychiatrist once a week, no.
Sure.
You don't know what's going to break down in that conversation. You can't trust it. You can't take that chance.
Sure.
Totally should have
Sure.
gone clip.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking, I'm sure this wouldn't happen in real life, or if it did, you definitely wouldn't tell your crew or anyone in that life, right?
No.
For you, what's your all-time favorite mob movie series, and why? Why is that?
Well, like I said before, my favorite mob series, definitely The Sopranos, because I felt it was more like my life. I was like Tony, you know, in my life. Even the family was the same. I had the older daughter with the son. My wife was blonde, although she was Irish, but she was blonde. You know, we had the homes, you know, everything that was around Tony was around me, the crew, the whole thing, you know. My favorite mob movie is Bronx Tale, because I just love the way that Chaz Palmintero played Sonny in that movie. That was spot on. That's what a true copper was like.
Sure.
You know, and respected and murder, whatever he had to do. And I think that's probably one of my favorite ones, is the Bronx Tale. But of course, the classic of all times is the Godfather.
So I want to play a little game of expressions. So I would read out a scenario to you, and you would give me a facial expression for that scenario. What face you would pull in that scenario? Would you be willing to play along?
I'll try. I'll try.
Yeah. Okay. Imagine you're back in your gangster days. Okay. So let me read out the first one. So at a family dinner, your uncle tells you that you would never make, or you would never have the makings of a varsity athlete.
Well, you know, he would have been right about that. So
Okay.
I don't know what kind of face I would have made.
I thought the first face that you were pulling would be the actual face.
Yeah. I like that.
Okay. So I'll read the second one out to you.
Yeah.
So you're away on a business trip, and you found out that the community priest spent the night at your house alone with your wife. Okay, that's interesting. That looks quite dangerous. That's quite a scary face, I must say. Okay, so the third one I've got is you borrow $50,000 from a fellow mobster, and a week later they are whacked.
Oh, I would be happy.
Yeah.
You mean you got it? Yeah, that's good. I'm even.
Yeah. $100,000.
Oh, even better. Yeah.
$250,000.
Make you. I'd be jumping up for joy.
Okay. You found out that Donald Trump will be running in the next election. Okay. An interesting expression that you got there. Okay.
Yeah. I think that says it all, right?
Right. Absolutely. You're in the queue at your local Walmart.
I'm in the what?
You're in the queue at your local Walmart.
The queue is what?
The queue, like you're waiting to pay at the till.
Oh, the checkout line.
Yeah. So that's your queuing face?
Yeah, because I want to stab everybody in line. Oh, you got to see me in there. You got no idea.
That's brilliant.
That's brilliant.
And the final one, someone has vandalized a statue of Christopher Columbus.
What?
Someone has vandalized a statue of Christopher Columbus.
Well, you know, listen, enough with this fucking bullshit with your questions. I've been sitting here for a fucking hour and a half. Where are we going with this now? Is this gonna end? Or are we gonna keep going with this bullshit? Tell me what's happening, my friend.